We all think we know the story of Santa Claus. But what if it's not just about a jolly guy making toys? What if the whole story of Christmas is actually the origin story of humanity itself? In this explainer, we're going to dive into a really beautiful and thought-provoking myth that might just reframe everything you thought you knew.
So our story starts way, way before us. Picture the primordial earth just teeming with life. You had animals living completely, totally in the moment. A wolf's story was just a trail through the pines. A whale's was a deep song in the water. The world was full, but it was also kind of empty. Empty of a certain kind of looking. It had what our source calls the loneliness of potential. It's like a beautiful song that exists before anyone is there to hear the words. And this, right here, this is the central, fascinating question we're going to explore today. What if that cozy holiday story is actually a much older, much bigger tale, a myth about how we came to be, and maybe more importantly, why? Okay, so let's really picture this world. In a lot of ways, it's a masterpiece. Animals move because it's their nature, they rest because it's the law. Nothing is confused. But the planet itself, this bright blue marble floating in space, it feels unfinished. It's like it's holding its breath, waiting for a storyteller, waiting for someone who can not only live in it, but truly wonder at it. Now let's introduce our main characters. Way out beyond our sky, there are these two beings. First, there's Santa, the keeper of winters. He's timeless and huge, but he's got this deep creator's longing to share his love for the universe. And right there with him is Mrs. Claus, the space queen. She's the sovereign of warmth, the guardian of compassion. They aren't just a cute couple. They're like these two massive cosmic forces, perfectly in balance. So one day, Santa looks down and sees our little blue planet, and he's just captivated. He's captivated by its life, its beauty, its whole process of becoming something. He feels this instant connection, this deep love for this unfinished story. He doesn't want to conquer it or change it. He just wants to add to its wonder. He wants to give it gift. And that's Mrs. Claus's gentle guidance to him. Let the world know it is loved. That's it. That's the core motivation for everything that's about to happen. Santa's actions aren't random at all. They're a direct expression of love for a world he just found. He's there to let the planet and everything on it know that it's seen and it's cherished. So how does he do it? Well, he listens. He travels the world, and he sees a peacock's pride, and he gives it a tail to match. He sees a porcupine's fear and gives it quills for defense, not for cruelty, but for safety. He gives tigers their incredible, elegant stripes, and fireflies their little lights, basically turning the whole world into a living, breathing art gallery. But here's the thing. Even after decorating the whole world, that ache inside Santa is still there. He feels like a guest at this amazing party, welcomed for sure, but still separate. The animals are beautiful, but they can't share his wonder. And this loneliness, it's building toward the central creation of the whole myth. He finally says it. He doesn't just want another creature that exists. He wants a being that's conscious, a being who can wonder, who can choose kindness on purpose, who can hold the beauty of the entire planet inside their own heart and mind. And with this just profound simplicity, Mrs. Claus names his giant cosmic ache. You want a child. It's a desire that's both totally universal and completely mythic. It's not about power or creating something for the sake of it. It's that deep longing for connection, for family, for a child. So what would this child be? Well, according to this myth, it would be a bridge, a creature that connects two different realms. It would be made of Santa's timeless cosmic stuff, but also of the Earth's temporary physical clay. Part starlight, part soil. So Santa and Mrs. Claus, they make this mythic choice, and they ask the Earth for consent, and the planet actually responds with this warmth that just rises from its core, like a welcome. They plant a seed of possibility, a gift that Santa had been saving since the beginning of time. And on a night sharp with cold, with all the stars leaning in to watch, a child is born. And in this telling, that very first human, that bridge between heaven and earth, is given the name Jesus. His birth on Christmas isn't just a holy day, it's the birth of human consciousness itself. But, one human would still be lonely, so the miracle gets multiplied. Humanity spreads across the earth, filling the world with beings who can tell stories and make music and ask questions about the stars.
But with this incredible gift comes a new and kind of dangerous power. This freedom, this is the core conflict of our entire existence. See, unlike the animals, humans can choose to be magnificent or monstrous. They can create art or choose destruction. They can show kindness or just completely forget how to see the world as a gift. And Santa watches all this with a father's heavy heart. His children, they're struggling, they stumble, they hurt each other. They get so consumed by fear that they forget the wonder they were literally created to experience. And his old loneliness comes back. But this time, it's a deep, deep worry for his creation. Mrs. Claus, once again, she has the answer. Don't control them, she says. Don't force them to be good. Instead, remind them. Remind them of their potential, of where they came from. And so the tradition of Christmas is born as this annual act of remembrance. So in this myth, Santa's big journey isn't about a transaction. It's not a reward for being perfect. It is a reminder of our potential. Every single year, it becomes this quiet invitation whispered to all of humanity, hey, remember you can choose love. Remember wonder. Remember you are seen. The gifts themselves, they're not just objects. They become symbols. A doll isn't just a toy. It's a lesson in tenderness. A book is a lesson in wonder. A puzzle, a lesson in patience. Each present left in the quiet of the night is this tangible piece of evidence that kindness is real and that you are deserving of delight. Ultimately, this was the goal. Santa didn't want humans to be obedient robots or just survivors. He wanted them to become artists, but artists whose medium was kindness. He wanted them to see the world and each other as this grand canvas on which to practice compassion and creativity and love. And so this whole myth leaves us with this beautiful final thought. It kind of reframes our own lives and our choices, right? What if the entire human experience is a gift? And what if every time we choose to be kind or to create something beautiful or just to wonder at the stars, we are simply participating in the story we were born into, a reminder to ourselves and to everyone else of our own divine and dusty origin?